it's kind of a weird world because, yes, obviously it's good for the crypto market because there's yet another buyer. But it's also weird because Bitcoin was set up to try and replace the government's control over money. And now you're inserting the government as one of the largest buyers of private money. I don't really like that, actually, but it's probably net positive for the crypto price. Now, maybe it pushes private use of money away from Bitcoin if that were the case.
Hey guys, welcome back to Everyday Finance. In this video, Raoul Pal discusses Bitcoin and crypto. The world are undergoing change, a wealth of opportunities to anyone who is able to identify the significance of this time period. And this has been the genuine founder of the vision. And the message from CEO Raoul Pal to investors, according to Raoul, over the past year or so, in 2030, the world will completely shift. As a consequence of what he refers to as economic growth, or the exponential age. He believes that the singularity will be caused by cutting-edge innovations modifying and causing havoc in every aspect of our lives in at a breakneck pace the following 6 years, while some sound money advocates are anticipating the entire global monetary system collapse. Raoul Pal views things from a different angle. Asserts that the following phase of the financial system is already developed, so that governments could purchase more time and make sure the transition is smooth. The premise of Pal's exponential age thesis is rapid progress in technology, particularly in artificial robotics and intelligence AI, he emphasizes, is that the severe issue of global debt is exacerbated by a population that is aging, and according to him, our productivity is declining. Simply insufficient production to manage the enormous amount of debt, naturally, is where Friend sees AI and robots as game changers that are changing the traditional GDP formula through the addition of unlimited capacity for production and dramatically increasing productivity. He explains how the potential of AI scale knowledge indefinitely, while the same can be said for physical labor. Pal is of the opinion that productivity. The exponential age's surge could a way out of the debt crisis and significant growth in GDP without the need for a worldwide collapse, but he warns that the world will appear enormous unlike today, which is why he emphasizes the significance of capitalization on the possibilities in market for cryptocurrencies in the upcoming 6 years prior to the world's completely unrecognizable investment models for the economy strategies are no longer useful. In recent, Raoul uploaded a video to his YouTube channel. Pal, the inexperienced former Goldman, the saxophonist, elaborates on the advancing exponential age, as he claims by 2030 will be fully operational. We only have 6 years to make the best of the numerous possibilities that the IND industry's cryptocurrency and lots of things Raoul Pal discusses, so please watch the video to end. And share this video and subscribe our channel Everyday Finance. Thanks.
So I actually think it's a bit of a red herring, because the US dollar is the world's reserve currency. The US doesn't need to hold other assets in reserve. Yes, it's got gold, but that was a legacy from leaving the gold standard. Other countries have to have reserves to support their own currencies, so they don't need it. Now, would they do it? I think it sounds flashy. For what reason, I don't really know. But let's assume that they do. Let's say I'm wrong and they do build something. It's kind of a weird world because, yes, obviously it's good for the crypto market because there's yet another buyer. But it's also weird because Bitcoin was set up to try and replace the government's control over money. And now you're inserting the government as one of the largest buyers of private money. I don't really like that, actually, but it's probably net positive for the crypto price. Now, maybe it pushes private use of money away from Bitcoin if that were the case. Because if the government can manipulate it, they could dump it onto the market, they can buy more, and before you know it, they're using it like they are interest rates in controlling regular money, and we don't want that. NFTs are probably the most powerful technology in the whole crypto space. In a world where everything digital goes to zero in value, because you can make more of it, nothing can maintain value. What an NFT does is create digital scarcity and thus digital value. It also is a mechanism of storing and transferring ownership of something, a digital right, a contract. So the NFT craze of, monkey JPEGs and stuff, that was just the first iteration of using the technology. Some of those things, digital art, I think is going to be extremely valuable over time. But this technology is going to be used for all sorts of things, whether it's global ticketing or digital ID, or we've seen California start to adopt it for your car deeds. I think we'll use them for property deeds. I think we'll use them for derivative contracts. So NFTs as a technology haven't even started. They will be so pervasive that you won't even know that every ticket you go to an event is an NFT. Every contract that you have will be an NFT. Most securities that you might trade may be NFTs. But some of the art, and I've been collecting people like Xcopy and Beeple, these people are cultural artists that are very relevant to this time, and I think they'll be very valuable over time. So it's going to be a bifurcation as ever, but the best assets win.
Bitcoins after implementing price action. A six-figure, the value in BTC as a well-liked, the technical indicator is bullish. Pattern for the largest in the world cryptocurrency determined by its previous value action, the recent decline in Bitcoin below. It traded $50,000 under its POS have growth range in accordance with Dcoin metrics. If crypto data provider by the end of the year, it returns to this range. There is a high probability of a six figures for a single Bitcoin. They declared setting lofty goals for price of Bitcoin, assuming the same growth rate comparable to the previous 3 cycles, would anticipate that one BTC would be worth between $140,000 and $4 million. Each coin beginning with, from a technical standpoint, $63,000. Rec Capital's anonymous Bitcoin analyst argued that the most recent rise in Bitcoin above a significant gain of $60,000 had occurred. Bitcoin is attempting to change the trend, consolidate this broken promise. Red resistance to a new downtrend support trend line, according to W Capital, a post on X, the analyst from August 12th, a few references to Bitcoin's sharp recovery, days after the dollar crash. Bitcoin 49.57 on August 5th was explained by W Capital that the support was being retested by the price line, indicating that the downtrend has ended. To set the stage for the future of the trend. On the plus side, trend is the most important aspect of this situation. Continuation Adler Jr. provided a graph in a post on Hex on August 13th, showing the MACD is deep within the negative zone. Though the same thing happened on July 8th, when the price of BTC dropped to a low of $53,550, followed by a bullish cross on July 12th from the MACD, with rising by 30% from these lows to, in July, retest the $70,000 mark. 29. A bullish cross is coming up. On the daily time frame from the MACD, if the same scenario occurs, BTC keep up the current recovery to a record higher levels. Let's back to the Raoul Pal interview.
I don't think we've been given any guidance yet. So as of today, we don't really know. It was very interesting because the Democrats reached out to a bunch of people in the crypto space, and they reached back and said, listen, we're not going to talk unless you agree to certain things to undo some of the damage that you've done.
Yes.
We've not heard anybody come back yet with a concrete decision that they will reverse course on this. So I don't know whether it's any different than Biden or not. We're just going to have to say it's a bit earlier. What do you think, Mooch?
So, I mean, I think it's a great question. I've been involved with this. Obviously, Mike Novogratz, Mark Cuban and I have met with Mark and Ro Khanna. It's really Cuban and Ro Khanna set up a roundtable for the industry. I was there at the first meeting. I'll be present at the second meeting. I think they are trying to figure out a way to get a reset going. I think the good news is, though, if you go with the Democrats, they believe in the rule of law. So Gary Gensler may hate crypto, but he keeps losing court cases. And so it's been favorable to crypto. And so in the Biden administration, the industry actually did well despite the resistance. Now, I understand where the Winklevosses are coming from and others that are supporting Donald Trump because they don't like this. They think it's unfair and they think this regulation by enforcement should end. And so I'm hoping it will, Jeff, from Boston, but I don't know the answer to that. But I will say this: if the Harris Waltz ticket loses, one thing that will be on the autopsy report is their lack of openness to the crypto industry. You have 50 million people that own it in the US, and they're not going to be happy if they decide to stay in the Biden, Elizabeth Warren camp.
And look, 50 million, where the average demographic age is 34 years old.
Yeah.
Bolstering the bullish long-term outlook for Bitcoin, according to market analysts Blastnode, an intelligence firm, discovered. The preference for hodling is beginning to emerge as the choice of long-term investors as the market is slowly recovering from the analyst of the sell-off Glassnode stated after a few months' worth of relatively distribution exerts pressure on one's behavior. The holders of Bitcoin appear to be rotating back to dealing and accumulation in the AO. The graph below demonstrates that after a long period of distribution of the supply, whales of Bitcoin are returning to a regime of accumulation with the help of the Accumulation Trend Score, ATS, is a metric for evaluating the weighted balance shifts throughout the node discovered in the market that the indicator reached its maximum level, equal to 1.0. This suggests that there has been an accumulation over the previous 4 weeks. This metric also indicates that a reversion back to accumulation dominant behavior. This trend was more pronounced among LTA holders for a long time, who, in accordance with the Glassnode, came back to a preference for doing over the past 90 days, over 374,000 BTC's overall transition to LETH status on-chain conditions convey an undercurrent of high faith among Bitcoin users, base of coin holder. If you learned something from this video, then please like this video and subscribe our channel Everyday Finance, and we will meet in next video. Thanks.